Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Now I was just looking at the thermometer here a few minutes ago and it's 17.4 degrees already. So that means it's probably going to be a nice day. It's still dark outside, getting an early start. Now this is my plan. I'm going to try and get these 6 taps finished. And I'm just going to quickly do it off camera. I'm not going to mess around with the 360 speaking of the 360, I'm sorry about Missy the dog yesterday. I did get a little bit of her, but when she came to the door. But Max and I never went out and had our little chat, and as the day progressed, I forgot to put it in. So we'll try and do better today. Now, I'm just going to quickly go ahead. Well, I'm saying quickly. It's not going to be very quick. I'm going to go ahead and finish off these pressure relief valves, and that's about it. I don't have a lot to say here this morning. I think I mentioned it's still dark outside. Well, it's just starting to get light right now. I think the sun is due to come to actually break the horizon in about 45 minutes, but I want to get this done. I want to move on to the next aspect of this. We're kind of, I find it's that way in these builds. Every build has been the same way. I come up to something that should go really simple and it takes 2-3 days to do, and then suddenly you go through a whole bunch of stuff all at once and you're on the next step. But we can't get to the next step until we get some more parts together here. And okay, so I don't know when I'm going to see you back here. Okay, well, just for the fun of it, it's almost 7 minutes after 7. Let's see what time it is when I finally get this done. Now there is the possibility that it's just going to be just beyond my expertise, which is a phrase that I like to use to describe myself. I know I say this at least once a year. There was that little hook on the Bismarck that was on the crane that held to raise the aircraft up, and that hook was just so small. And I tried and I tried and I tried and I just couldn't do it. I ended up giving up on it. It seems that when parts get really, really tiny, I just can't get them glued on. Probably because it's not that I can't grab hold of them. It's just that I have a hard time getting them to stick together in the right place. Maybe my technique is wrong, or the type of glue I'm using is wrong, or maybe I should use PVA glue a lot more than I do. I think I might have better luck with that. And yet, on the other hand, maybe I'd have worse luck. I don't know. It just, the beautiful part about these really, really, really tiny little pieces is if they're not there, anybody who walks up to the case and looks doesn't know they're not there. If they were there or not there, you still wouldn't know. It wouldn't make any difference. Unless they were like little LED lights or something like that lit up, then they'd catch your eye. But these things are just so darn small that you can hardly see them anyway. Whereas the overall, like if you look over there on the ships, they look pretty good from arm's length. And I've also said this before, that whenever somebody goes over to the case and looks at the ships, they all basically look at it from at least this far away. Nobody takes a magnifying glass and gets right in there. I don't know. Okay, let me get at it here. We'll see you back whenever. Okay, unless we have a reflection going on there on the clock, you can see it is 8:24. And I had a funny thing happen when I was mounting them on the rotating block there. On the very last one, I got a little bit careless and I snapped the little red wheel off. And I saw it kind of go. I was working with it here like this, and and it kind of went this way, and I thought, oh no, and I'm carefully trying not to move, hoping that maybe it landed on my leg or something like that, and I'd be able to spot it. I thought, oh. And then, don't you know, I see a little dot in the tin here. It landed right in the tuna fish tin. Yeah, it couldn't have been better. Anyway, all right. I know you want me to dub this in, don't you, so that you can see it. Okay, there you go. Yeah. It didn't take that long. I didn't use the microscope. I used my this thing, and it went pretty good. And what I did was I would dip the stem of the spigot into the CA here, and then I would place it on, and then I used the curing agent with Gabe swab, and then after I was pretty sure that it was stuck on there, I used another piece of Gabe swab here, and kind of dabbed in from the back more CA glue, trying to reinforce it. I did break one off doing that, but I didn't lose it or anything. Now my plan with this is that because these are so extremely fragile and those little red taps are going to be broken off so incredibly easy, I'm going to see if there isn't some way that maybe putting those on the engine will be the last thing I do, even after the engine is mounted in the module, because just looking at them, they almost break off. They're that fragile. They're just barely on there, but they're on. As you can see, they're on, and I got them basically straight. Okay, let's move on here now. We'll find a really nice safe place for those. Probably put them over on my top of my clock, or maybe even someplace safer. Because yeah. Oh, Stanley the Weevil. I think Stanley the Weevil has gone to bug heaven. See if I can get him here. Very carefully. Okay, earlier this morning, he was crawling around, and probably about 15-20 minutes ago, I looked in there and I thought it looks like he's laying on his back, and I think he's died suddenly. Maybe had a bug heart attack or something. So anyway, what I did was I put a little drop of water in there, thinking maybe he's getting dehydrated. But it's not moving. Ooh. And that drain fly, it won't be moving either. It flew into my zapper in the kitchen there. I think the season for them is waning, you might say. There seems to be a lot less of those things now. Okay, did I say let's move on here? I think I did. So let's grab our manual and take a look-see. I'm kind of pleased with myself that I got those on. I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it. So let's try not to break them now. Now I know that some of you were a little bit disappointed yesterday because there was no Max and Missy segment. In fact, somebody even, I think more than one person, mentioned it. So anyway, I'm going to try and make up for that today. I was sitting here in front of my computer editing everything out that you've seen up until right now, and in the corner of my eye I saw movement in my surveillance monitor. Well, I knew that Max and Missy had left about 10 minutes earlier, and I thought, oh, they're coming back. Grab the camera, run to the door. Oops. False alarm. Wrong dog. Yeah, I realize that this segment is going to be a little bit long, so I'm going to put in the bottom of the screen where you can scrub ahead to get to the end of it, because some people have absolutely no interest in a little dog. Okay, this time we got Missy. Let's try this again.
Morning, Ron.
Good morning. Good morning, Missy.
Oh. You have time to visit?
Yeah, I do.
You gotta go over and meet the carpenter at 10. Oh. Oh, wait for time. Here we go. Oh, wow.
Okay,
Long arm of the law.
let me sit down, Missy.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. How are you doing?
Oh, she went and scored dog biscuits from Uncle Arlie. Vlad went by with Bodie. I thought Vlad was the fella that he visited all the time, but no, I guess he visited somebody by the name of Eric. They actually live side by side. He asked me where Vlad gets all of these flats he carries home, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I said, I have no idea. There must be some construction going on somewhere. He picks them up. Maybe he burns them in the winter, or maybe he does carpentry.
Well, about 10 years ago, remember the guy that came by and fixed your snowblower?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he had a bunch of flats from where he worked, and like pallets, right? And he was he said that some of the wood in those pallets is real high quality wood, like oak and what have you. And I guess the country and where the machines were made that they strapped the machines onto, they had a lot of this good wood. So he brought me a bunch of them, and I'm still using occasionally some of it.
Oak?
Yeah, oak, hard, so really strong stuff.
I was looking at Fraser Grove Carpentry today, their gallery of pictures. He makes balconies with that nice shiny blonde wood, like Danny and Phyllis's new balcony at the back.
Okay.
You know the stuff I mean? It's kind of blonde, and the wood itself.
Okay.
It looks varnished almost.
Oh, okay. Would that be aspen? Like no, aspen is more like poplar.
I don't know. It looks like the outside has been varnished or something. So we'll see if he'll fill in the trencher if we're going to, and get a price on just your straight veranda, you know, steps, railings, and a price where the veranda goes out this way so you can put a chair on each side of the door, and the railings come out a bit, and then not a narrow step but a wide step down. Get a price on that one, and Rainey can make up her mind. So she did eat Jim twice yesterday and square dance last night. She's like Wonder Woman.
Well, Missy, are we done here?
Smells something interesting. Something interesting in the room.
You want to come back for one more little pat? Are you going to come back? Oh, yesterday's episode of Missy, I didn't put it on in with the model ship, and people were asking.
Yeah, I didn't see it last night.
No, I forgot. I messed up. Then by the time I remembered, I had deleted it.
I was thinking of the day when the seats are too wet to sit and when you're
Going from left to right again. We've got everything pretty much done here. That's done. These are done. That's done. Now some of these pieces here that we've sprayed, like this one here, which is the one that we broke this little part off, they have to be touched up where the alligator clip was holding on to them. These are our spigots that we just pressure release valve. We've already done them. So basically it's stuff on this side of the page. Now this thing here, that's this. So we're going to have to paint this part, the shaft, and whatever that other piece is. I don't know what color I should use here. Should I use the same color of green as the motor is? Or should I maybe try and paint it something a little different so that it'll stand out, because it gets glued onto the side of the motor here. It doesn't actually show it being glued on in this step though. I think it's when we flip the page. Okay, now for assembling parts, there's this over here, the V29, the photo etch 13s, and the V16s. We have to make 6 of these. Hopefully it's going to go a lot easier than when we tried to make these 6 pressure release valves. Okay. Maybe what I should do is push stop here and quickly paint places that like for instance, I don't know if you can see it or not, but right there is where the alligator clip held onto it before, and so that's bare plastic. It's actually going to be fairly easy to do. Here's one that you can really see good. Okay. Enough talk. Talk is cheap. Talk is easy. Oh, what time have I got here? It's 18 minutes after 12 already, and the sun is still shining. Yeah, guess you know what I'm probably going to say next, right? I'm going to go and edit everything out that I've taken right up to now, and just see what our episode looks like. Yeah. Stanley the Weevil has not moved now for about 5 hours. Unless weevils go into some sort of dormant state, and then the next day you look down there and there's, instead of what being one weevil, there's about 101 weevils. And then we're going to have to change the name from Stanley to Stephanie. But I don't think so. Anyway, probably about 15 minutes ago I turned on the AC, getting warm in the house. 28.5 on the thermometer, that means it's probably about 26. Remember yesterday I think it said 32.8 or something like that, if I remember. Well, after I'd been out on the bike for about half an hour, and the thermometer on the dash settled down to the real temperature, it was about 30 degrees. So I'm guessing right now, excuse me, it's probably about 26, which is perfect. Absolutely perfect. In other words, thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we're gonna see you tomorrow.